Video right here is what will make your eyes go like I don't understand. That's what this video right here coming up will make your eyes go like this is what make it make sense means. If y'all don't know what make it make sense means, this right here is an example of make it make sense. What I think is that she loves him because I've been in this, well, I haven't been in this situation, but I know somebody that's been in this situation. And she stays with, um, she actually took custody of the baby. That wasn't hers, that was actually her baby dad's. She was with him, she stayed with him through it all. She stayed with him when he had the baby by the other girl. And she just stuck around. So I feel like this girl is in love. She's in love with this man. And the fact that, you know, she's in love with him and she do anything to be with him, even if it means sitting there and being a babysitter of him and his other girl's baby. Or him and his girl's baby. It's like, what? Have y'all ever thought y'all be in a relationship with a guy playing the, I don't, is they together? That's the thing. Okay, so they're not together. They're not in, it's basically like an open relationship. They're in an open relationship. If you took in your boyfriend, baby mom, and his mom, and you took in your baby mom, you took in your boyfriend's baby mom or ex-boyfriend's baby mom, is that what it said? But, like, how can you make this make sense? This woman is in love with him. She'll do anything for him. She'll allow him to walk all over her. She'll be there. This is a girl that's a fool in love. This is what you call a fool in love. She'll do anything for this man. And I honestly think that she wanted a baby by him, but the fact that they didn't have kids together, now she has the opportunity to be with this man's to have this man's baby. It's kind of giving lunatic vibes to where, that woman that's kind of so crazy over this man, serial killer type. If you don't be with me, I'm going to, I'm going to kill your baby mom and I'm going to take your baby. That type of movie type stuff. I don't even mean to talk about it, but this is how women get, especially when they can't have what they want, but they want what they want. But they can't have what they want, so therefore, I'm going to put y'all in a situation to make y'all depend on me, and y'all going to be up under my roof. As long as he's with me, whoever's with him is okay, but y'all got to stay right here because this girl is madly in love with this man to where she's allowing it. She's accepting it. What? But then it does happen. If you think of all of those foreigners across the world, they have multiple wives. Why? Because her mentality is just like those men's mentality that has all of those wives. Maybe in her past life, if you believe in that type of stuff, maybe in her past life, she was one of them foreign mans or them, one of them foreign husbands that had multiple wives, and she just can't really, she needs that type of lifestyle because she's lived it before. Her spirit has lived it before, probably not her, but we just gonna take it there. And sometimes this is the way you need to think. Sometimes you need to open your mind to all the possibilities to really understand and make this make sense. Now it makes sense, don't it? It makes sense to me because I know that back way back when this was a thing, and it still is, just not in the USA. It's not a thing in the USA. Doesn't mean her ancestors aren't connected to this type of lifestyle. It could have been passed down. It could be in her heritage. She could have got she's probably this way because of her history. A lot of people don't know where they came from, and a lot of people don't know where other people came from, and now they don't understand why this person is acting the way they're acting. They're accepting this is because it's in their blood. It's in their blood. It's in your blood to be a fool. Believe it or not, it's in your blood to be a fool. It's in your blood to be this way, accepting. And a lot of people, like, you don't even have to look at it as a fool. You can look at it as, I just want a different type of life. You know, people that's not like this, I just want a different lifestyle. I want something different. I don't want to be, like, she can have all of this in her head when she's doing what she's doing. So it's like, I want a different lifestyle, you know. I want the same man. If he gonna cheat on you, he gonna cheat on you with me, and we gonna be up under the same roof, you know. It does happen. Literally, there's somebody in my building right now, and I'm not gonna hold water that don't need to be held. There's somebody, and I never really do rumors or anything, but we're gonna talk about it. There's somebody under my roof that's actually staying with her ex, who moved on to another girl that's pregnant. That's her roommate, and they're under the same roof, and now she's pregnant. So he has two girls pregnant under the same roof. I don't know if one of the girls already gave birth, but it does happen. But like I said, she's just in the man's position. She's in his position. You know, she's taking it. You know, it's an alpha type mentality. She can handle it. If she can handle it, that makes her a different type of woman. A lot of people, that's what I'm saying, a lot of people look at this as crazy. But what is supernatural? What is, you know, something unbelievable? It's something that you never heard of before, that you can't take. You don't see yourself being in that position. You don't believe that this is happening, or that she's taking this because she's more stronger than the person that's unbelieving to the situation. A man can be looking at the situation like, oh no, how is she doing that? It's because she's basically reflecting that man, that alpha mentality. You're not going to understand yourself. Now it's like looking in the mirror. This is something you would do. This is something a man would do. And she's sitting there in that situation like, you know, I can do exactly what you're doing. And a lot of men don't understand this because, you know, that's just something you just can't understand. And if you can't understand it, then you don't understand yourself. But at the same time, do you? You just don't want to accept it. Not believing is being unaccepted toward a situation. You don't believe because you don't want to. You don't want to believe that this woman is just like you or can think just like you, because guess what? It brings you down. It brings you down, and it lowers you, or it makes you kind of equal to a woman. And what man wants to be equal to a woman? It's like, whoa, this woman is like alpha. Men feel so egotistic, and they feel like they got to be up here. So you can't be where I am. You cannot be where I am. And this is what the man is thinking. You cannot be right here with me. I'm supposed to be over you, so therefore I'm not going to believe in you. I'm not going to believe in this situation, and I don't accept this situation. So therefore, when you don't accept the situation, you don't believe. So yeah, But yeah, this girl is madly in love with this man. She is in love with him. He obviously, and she's sitting right there. She's just sitting there. She's just sitting there while her baby dad and his baby mom, and she's the girlfriend, sitting there babysitting their baby while they're out doing what they're doing. A tough woman, a strong woman, and a woman that is capable of enduring anything and everything as long as she can sit there and daydream and fantasize about, a life with his baby because she didn't get the chance to have a baby. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like a lot of people that seem crazy and in those type of situations where you just look at it as, oh, she's a lunatic, she's psychotic, she's a serial killer. You don't know what they've been through. The fact that she couldn't have a baby by this man, she wanted she wanted to be there for this baby. She cares about this man so much. What is it about us women? When we love a man, we love a man. When we love hard. So therefore, if we choose to have a baby by you, you mean more than the world to us. You mean something to us. We actually care about your life. We care about you as a human. You mean more to us than any, random person out here. You mean something. So it's just like the fact that this woman, she's basically holding that baby and wishing that baby was hers because she's in love with this man. So yeah, that's just a little, if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. But a woman should understand from that type of perspective. The person that I'm talking about, well, it's the situation that I was talking about before I talked about the situation in my building. It was about this woman who took custody of the guy's baby, and she already had kids by him. So it's not the same situation as a girl that's sitting there with the baby that she could never have, but she finally has this baby. That's more of a, I can show compassion towards the situation, but the situation in regards to the girl that, you already have babies by this man, you're taking in another baby, that's a whole different situation. But like I said, this situation is understandable. You're not gonna understand a lot about women. Like women move different. It's like the fact that we are more passionate and we are more loving and we have that sixth sense for babies, from our babies, and whether you have a baby or not, you still have that sixth sense because it's in you to have a baby. You have a vagina, it's in you to have a baby. You are meant to have that sixth sense regardless if you have a baby or not. So she got that in her, so therefore she's taking care of this man's baby, her lover's baby. So yeah, that's what I think about the situation. A lot of people don't understand the situation, but I kind of, I don't know, I could break it down and just think about it from a different perspective. You heard what I first said. When I first said it, I was like, she a fool, but at the same time, what is a fool? What is a fool? If you haven't been nothing, that wouldn't make you a fool. But if you've been through a lot, yes, you're going to be looked at as a fool sometimes, or mostly all the time. The ones that has been through a lot are looked at as fools, but they have a reason, I wanted to speak on something else, but I freaking forgot what else I was going to say on that topic, relating to that topic. Oh, yeah, I was a daycare teacher. I was telling somebody this recently. I was a daycare teacher, and there was this little There was this little boy that caught my attention. He was so cute. Like, he was so cute. This was before I had my daughter. He was so cute. So I was still young. I was 18, 19, having baby fever. because I was a teacher, and I was just like, at that point, you haven't even had kids, so you just thinking like, oh, I wonder how it would be to have a baby that looks just like this baby. Like, oh my gosh, is this how it would be to have a son? You start, just reminiscing on you having a baby. So, like I said, this little boy would come, like, sometimes his dad would drop him off, and sometimes his mom. I never actually seen his mom drop him off, but I seen his dad drop him off. And like at first, it wasn't even about the little boy because I spend so much time with these kids. You're not going to really have that effect on me unless it's connected to the parent. So it's just like I think before I started like treating this little boy like he was my own and I just got connected to him, I was kind of I started having feeling towards his dad. His dad, I was like lustful after. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because his dad, I don't know what it was about his dad that caught my attention, but I liked him. And then when you start liking this guy, then you start liking the child, and it's just like you imagine yourself being this child's mother. So it makes you it changes your whole perspective about where you at. It changes your whole perspective about being just this teacher. It's like now you have that connection. Now you're trying to get closer and closer to the situation. It's like this child just was like a reflection of his dad, and the fact that I had something for his dad, and I actually was, had a crush on his dad. His child was here, and I'm the teacher, so it's just like it was a situation like I don't know, to kind of just reminisce and fantasize about. So I kind of got a feeling that this story can have something that can be relatable towards this woman's situation with this situation. So yeah, with that being said, that's all I wanted to share. By the way, my daughter was my experience that I just spoke about. I planned on, well, no. Actually, I wanted a child by this guy. And I think we was planning together on having a baby anyway. But then one time, I guess me and him no, we didn't get into it. I don't know if we got into it or not. Oh, we decided to take some time away from each other. And in the midst of us having our space, her dad wound up coming back into the picture. Like, we broke up during prom. Me and her dad was together my whole senior year, or junior year or senior year, or probably both. We was together. And we wound up sleeping together when I was going through it with both of them. So I'm taking space away from one guy, and then I'm not actually even supposed to be over here with you because you talking to me about the girl you taking to prom, and then boom, all of a sudden we wound up in a bed together. But yeah, that's what happened between me and him. It was supposed to be the guy that I was with, that I was seeing. He was, we had broke up, so it was just like I was moving on as a daycare teacher. I'm away from school. I ain't got to deal with facing my ex, and my ex wound up being my daughter's dad. This was lust, but my daughter's dad was more so of love. How we got together, it was so sweet. Like, he was so scared to approach me. And I never talked about this because, I don't know, it just never came to me. But how we met is that his best friend came down into the cafeteria at school, and I was like a sophomore. No, I was a junior. He came down and he was like, this guy likes you. He wants to talk to you, and he's afraid. Like I forget his friend's name, but he was around them goofy friends. Like, the ones that ain't that'll step out for you and tell anybody what's on your mind, you know, those type of friends that, you know, the class clown type of friends. That's how his friends were. So, and mostly sometimes those type of friends is the friends that's actually interested in you, but you know they afraid, so fearful. It's less fearful to approach you when it's not about them. So yeah, I just want to throw that in there. But her dad was scared to approach me. I don't know why. I honestly, to this day, I can't figure out why this man was scared to approach me because he's Puerto Rican, face full of hair. He had curly hair at the time. His hair was so cute. Like it was rough because Puerto Ricans got them black texture hair, but he was fine. Like he was so cute. You. This is like my mom's in my mom's word. He's fine, but to me, he was a dime. You know, he a dime. He cute. And I just didn't understand why he was fearful to approach me. I'm the one that looking at him. I should be fearful approaching you. And I didn't notice until I turned around. Maybe because I was a cheerleader at the time too. You know, cheerleaders get a lot of attention for their body and this and that and the third. I was a cheerleader. I was a volleyball player. So maybe this is why he felt like he felt less than. No, he felt like I was top notch and I had to be approached in a certain way when I'm thinking the whole time, like, what? Look at you. What are you talking about? Like, but yeah, he's a very handsome guy. We used to always, it was Drake vibes for him. He was known for Drake. Everybody that seen him, oh, that's Drake right there. He was the Drake figure. In school. He was known for Drake. But yeah, we broke up. Like we were like he lived in Youngstown, so he was inconsistent with the school. So like he'd be in school, but then he'd go move to his aunt's house and go to Youngstown, and we just got that phone communication, but we always stayed in touch, and it got deep to the point where now you bringing me to your auntie's house on a weekend so we can spend time together. He always got kicked out of home and stuff like that, so he was inconsistent with school. So yeah, so it was times where I had to go out and spend the night over his aunt's house. My mom did not know that, and actually my mom still do not know that to this day. She did not know that. She did not know that I used to spend the night over his house on the weekend during the school days. I used to say I was going over my friend's house, the one that she knows, and you know, but it wound up being over his house on the weekends. And that's the thing about me. Another thing about me is like, if I got friends, my friends, oh, actually, she probably did know. But the fact that my best friend was gay, she wouldn't suspect anything. So it's just like my best friend's brother is my lover, then I got some, I got it all planned out. I got it all set out. So I had it all figured out, and then she had a sister on top of that. So, it's a lot of ways you can get away with this type of stuff. Um, so yeah, I was in love with him. I used to do his hair and stuff like that, but I feel like I couldn't really give my whole self to. That's the thing about me. It's just I can't give my whole self to somebody when I know that there's something there still. Like even though I really fell for him and I feel, even though I really felt hard for him, like I felt head over heels for him because like, he was just that attractive. And I knew it was lust. Like it was love, but it was less. It was less to the point where I'm not letting it get to love. Like I was in control of the situation. So it's like I'm gonna let this be lust, but I'm not gonna really give all of me to you to the point where it becomes love and I become like this girl right here in the house taking care of a baby that's not hers while he out and about with another woman. This is exactly what I prepared myself for, and I was just like, no, I'm not about to be that person. So I didn't let it get to love, but it was like hard lust to the point where it could have gotten that far, because even to like I remember the freaking heartbreak I went through when I used to see him in school, like um with his new girlfriend that he was taking to prom, because that's around the time when we broke up. Um, yeah, it hit me hard, but it was easy for me to let him go just because he had a thing for this girl named Mariah. No, not Mariah. Camry. Camry. I think that was his first love. His first love was a girl named Camry, and he talked about her to me when we was going together. Like, he brought that to my attention. That's the first thing he spoke about. Because I'm the type of woman, I'm the type of girl that's, when we getting deep and I'm trying to figure you out, and you want to be with me, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna question everything about you. You know, let me know who, what, when, why, and how, and why. you know, and that's what I'm saying. You blew my mind when you talking about I'm the catch, you're the catch. So why is, why are you single? For one, what happened? This girl Camry broke his heart. She broke his heart. He was one that was committed, loyal. He ain't cheating. When he's in love, and he's committed, and that's what draws me. And he was the type of guy for me. These are the type of guys that I aim for. The ones that, know what they want, they got it, and they cool. He was that guy, and that's why I decided, I'm like, okay, I'll give you a chance. Just because you that guy, I'm going to give you a chance. And that's what it was. Um, but I never gave myself fully to him to where I'm going to become a fool in love. Because I knew that you wasn't over your first love. You never actually been over her. If she broke up with you're never going to be over her. So that's why I just kept I kept that one little piece of me. And this part right here, this woman is proof and experience that I never, got to experience her, got, to even that point, because I watched myself. This woman is the last string on this. This woman is the last string for women. If this guy got you to this point, know that they plucked that last string of you. You're way gone away from yourself. And I feel like this is what I saved myself from, honestly. So yeah, this video was not supposed to be long at all, but one thing leads to another, and that is my experience, and that's how I feel about the thoughts. She did say, how do y'all feel about this? And this is how I feel. So yeah. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Be notified, and share at your own free will.